Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Keedex number K-BXES51. This is a weldable gate box for the Von Duprin 5100 series strike. The 5100 series strike has been around for many years now. I remember when it was first introduced, and I thought to myself, well, that's probably a good thing. You know, I'm quite partial to Von Duprin strikes. It's just not every application calls for a $300, $400, $500 electric strike, and you know, most don't. And that 5100, when I first was introduced to it, I said this is brilliant because in one package you get everything that you need. Basically, there's no options. You get all the options, and I've used it many times. I have used it because the reputation of the manufacturer goes without saying, in terms of it being absolutely top notch in terms of caliber and technical support, build quality, etc. My logic is, well, if these folks know how to build grade 1 strikes that are, you know, best in the business, let's say, they can probably make a entry level strike fairly good, which they do and have done, and I use it all the time. I'll use that 5100 in all applications except mortise locks or any 3/4 inch latch bolt projection applications, because I don't believe that keeper is going to take that. But anyway, we're talking about Keedex and its ability to handle a 5100. I don't sell many of these gate boxes because I might say that, you know, doing electric strikes and gates or jams is somewhat unusual because gates are usually installed in exterior applications. Overall, well, the height I was showing you, it's 5 inch. The overall depth of the box, about 2 3/8. Its thickness is about 1 inch and 11/16. Has the preparation for the face of the unit that you would see in elevation. Sorry, having trouble doing that in reverse. That height of that prep is about 3 3/8. The depth of the prep, it's about 1 inch, maybe 1 1/16. Okay, the width would be, and this is all going to come right out of the material. The width of that face prep is about 1 inch and 5/16 or so. It's a very simple piece of equipment in terms of it being just a few pieces of steel that have been sheared, and then put into a press brake, and then spot welded together. You know, the electrodes will come together literally in a pincer sort of fashion, get inside of there. The heat will basically you know, liquefy the metal at a prescribed temperature, 1800 degrees or whatever it is, depending on what you're welding and the thickness. But it's just easy spot welding, and it really gives a really clean result at the end. This is white coat galvanized steel and weighs about 0.98 pound. So why would you buy this? Well, you have a lock and an electric strike you need to install, and I'm going to suggest that it's just simply less work to purchase the pre-manufactured item, because I can't make this less expensively than Keedex. They're all set up. They know how to do it. All they have to do is run it, and they'll have it done. So that's why you would probably end up using something pre-manufactured. You'll note that there are no holes for wires to come out. You'll, of course, have to prepare that. You might want to dress this a little bit. You might want to do other finishing to it, priming it. Although it's white coat galvanized, that'll be corrosion resistant inherently, but you may need to do some work on this before putting it into its final location in the overall assembly. So below this video is some supporting information and documentation. Let's switch to the screen view where we can take a look at all of that. Okay, so this is our item that we're looking at, the K-BXES51 electric strike. Dimensions, made of 14 gauge steel. Works with the Von Duprin 5100. Cut sheet, cross-reference guide, and gate box catalog. We've got some dimensional properties here. We've touched on all of that. Almost all of it. Cut sheet, let's take a look at that first. That'll give you the dimensional properties. A nice little handy document to be able to simply convey to someone what you're looking for. cross-reference guide. Now this document is incredibly handy because it's 9 pages worth of not the Keedex box part number, however, which it has that column. It has the column based on what they make for the given manufacturer's product offering. So if you're just looking for Von Duprin, do a find function on your keyboard for Von Duprin, and you'll get to the section of Von Duprin strikes, and you're going to find what's available. Okay. AL means aluminum. So if there's an AL in that row, that means that that model is available as an aluminum strike. So, you know, here are your different series all listed here, and then the appropriate part number for the box that goes with it. Okay. Exit devices are here. I don't recall the last time I sold an exit device gate box, but I know that I have. Okay. Very handy cross-reference document is what they have here. Then finally the Gatebox catalog, which is just a visual review of all things Gatebox related from Keedex. If you're not interested in looking at everything else they offer, and go straight to the cross-reference and just get your part number and move on, because you may not want to go through, you know, several pages of just Gatebox information that they have here. Okay, so you might say, that's all nice to know they have it, but right now I need just this one Gatebox. So that's what I would suggest there. Now the link to the manufacturer's page is here, where you can pull up not only all of the Keedex products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full Keedex product catalog. If you know the name Keedex at all, you might quite likely know them for just their gate boxes, or also you might know them for their armored door loops. They also do a comprehensive line of armored door loops as well. And that catalog, as it loads here, you'll be able to scroll through it. The downside of the catalog is a bit unwieldy because they don't have a PDF version of this, or don't currently. Gate boxes, door loops, but they also do a lot of locksmithing tools as well. So if you're a locksmith, you probably know them for those locksmithing tools, and in particular the keys that are needed to reset combinations on safes, on combination style safe and vault locks they have. So if you are exposed to needing security hardware or specialty hardware that does, in a peripheral sense, come into contact with the world of locksmithing, you'll certainly want to review their catalog. Another interesting thing that I draw on every once in a while are security fasteners. They can do, you know, I forget what they call these. They're not. It's not called snake eyes, but you know, or spanner. It's called spanner. Pin torques. You know, I've just recently ordered some Torx tamper style 1224 screws for hinges. Flat undercut head machine screw, 1224 by 1/2 Torx tamper flat head. So this is literally the screw you'd use for a hinge. 1224 undercut on the flat head. And then the security option, doing a project for a client who all the fasteners need to be security fasteners because of the application and the type of business that they conduct requires that material. And you know, and Keedex is an easy go-to for that material, assuming you can't just get the screws out of your hinge manufacturer with the hinges to begin with. That's those change key sets I mentioned earlier. If you ever work on safes and you need to reset the combination, you're going to need a change key for that lock type. Anyway, you can look through the rest of this catalog as it pertains to other things that you may get into, and let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, I'm partial to the name Keedex in the sense that they have what I want it in almost all instances. So that's why you'll want to consider Keedex. It's also somewhat true to say that while you can buy armored door loops from other people, you really can't in the sort of diversity of options they have. Not only sizes, but mounting types, lengths, and colors of all things. So if you're doing any low voltage transfer from doors to headers to walls to frames, because access control is absolutely, and has been for a long time, quite slowly taking over the world, which is an absolute truism. All you need to do is visit Manhattan. Manhattan, New York, specifically Manhattan, if you're a tourist. I mean, how long? I mean, George Washington, was there. So this is an old city, is what I'm driving at. And even in Manhattan, one of the oldest of places, you'll see access control everywhere. On doors that are decades and decades and decades old, even there you'll see access control. So it's not just new installations, it's convenience. Armored door loops come into all of that because you've got doors that are 80 years old, but they want what they want. They want to be able to come in with access control. You need to get that power transferred somehow, and Keedex can help you with that. Weldable gate boxes, access control, electric strikes. There you go. Security hardware as well. Any questions on the Keedex K-BXES51 electric strike gate box or any other Keedex product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.